Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, who has been asked to apologize on two national newspapers, including a social media social media accounts, have decided to appeal this decision, made by the Federal High Court. Before we delve right into the details of today's news, if this is your first time here, you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. Also give this video a massive thumbs up, that we were encouraged to keep giving you more reliable and authentic news. And also YouTube is able to recommend this video to other YouTube viewers all around the world. Lastly, please leave your opinions in the comment section below. Without further delay, let's delve right into the details of today's news. Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan has filed a motion for stay of execution and a notice of appeal at the Court of Appeal, Abuja, contesting a July 4, 2025 Federal High Court ruling that found her guilty of contempt of court. The ruling, delivered by Honorable Justice Binta Nyako under suit number FHC ABJCS 384-2025, imposed a fine of 5 million naira and mandated a public apology in two national newspapers and on social media. The contempt finding related to a satirical apology the senator posted on our Facebook page on April 27, 2025, which the court held violated an earlier injunction restraining media discussions about the case. The appeal, filed on July 8, 2025, names the Clerk of the National Assembly, the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio, and Senator Neda Umaswen, Chairman of the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petitions, as respondents. The motion for stay of execution, filed on July 10, 2025, seeks to halt enforcement of a fine and apology pending the appeal outcome, citing irreparable harm to the senator's legislative role, political career, and public image. Represented by a formidable legal team led by Professor Roland Otaru San, Michael Jonathan Noma San, Chief J.S. Okutepa San, Dr. E. West Dausa San, and J.I. Usman San, Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan argues that the trial court lacked jurisdiction and failed to follow proper procedure under the Sheriffs and Civil Process Act, specifically the non-compliance with Forms 48 and 49 required for contempt proceedings conducted outside the court, contempt ex facie courier. The appeal for the contends that the satirical apology, which addressed allegations of sexual harassment, was unrelated to the substantive suit regarding the propriety of a referral to the Senate Committee on Suspension. It asserts that the fine imposed is a criminal sanction administered without adherence to criminal procedure, thus violating a right to a fair hearing, and that the penalty is excessive and punitive. The legal team stresses that granting the stay of execution would preserve the status quo without prejudice to the respondents, while refusal may render the appeal ineffective and cause disproportionate harm. Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan has undertaken to pay damages if a motion is found frivolous and has begun compiling the record of appeal. You all, let's have your thoughts and your opinions in the comment section below. At first, you would think that, this case will just go away and die a natural death as soon as Senator Natasha agrees to tender a public apology in two national dailies, and also not only tender an apology, and also pay the 5 million naira fine that was given to her. But it seemed like she's very, 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 very determined, to pursue this case to the last. She's determined to prove that, the satirical apology has nothing to do with the case in court that she had with Akpabio. The sexual harassment case wasn't taken to court. The case that was in court was about a suspension, and she's just trying to tell the court that, it's a two different matter entirely, and also that the processes for contempt wasn't even followed, that the judge did not follow due process before dishing out the order, and it might have something to do with the fact that what was requested by the Senate at first was an apology. They needed an apology by all means. Like, it's so sad. Like, they need the apology, to just prove that. And once you apologize, it's only in Nigeria that we just say sorry anyhow. I'm sorry. Before you know it, just to allow peace to reign, people would ask you to even say sorry, even if you are not the one that did it, even if you are not at fault. People would say, okay, just say sorry, just to allow peace reign. And of recent, I heard of a nurse who was working with NHIS, and something happened at work. She was not to be blamed. Quite all right. She's not to be blamed. She's not the one who did it. But as the case was going on, she just felt, oh, let me just apologize. They said I'm the one that did it. Let me just, apologize to allow peace reign. As soon as she apologized, she was fired. And that was when she realized that, shoot, I shouldn't have apologized because I'm not the one that did it. That is the Oyinbo, and that is the actual sense of the meaning of a word. That is the sense of it all. Because if you are not the one who committed the offense, why will you say sorry? But in Nigeria, people would usually say, oh, just, beg a crazy person. That is an adage in Yoruba that would say, ka dobale fun we ri ko le je ka rono lo, or something like that. Let's beg a crazy person so the person can just allow us to go away, just for peace to reign. That you are prostrating for somebody that you are older than doesn't take away from your age. Those adages would usually make people to apologize even when they have not committed it, because they just feel, oh, it did not take anything away from me. Let me just apologize, just to, douse the tension and move on so that people will forget about it. That was what Nigerians were expecting Natasha to do, but she has disappointed us. So she said she's not saying sorry for nada. She's not saying sorry for anything, because what she wrote does not have anything to do with the suspension case in court. She only spoke on the sexual harassment allegation against Akpoti-Uduaghan. That was what she spoke of in the Satirical apology, and not about the suspension and the case that was ongoing. This is according to Natasha. You all, let me have your thoughts and your opinions in the comment section. Are you one of those people that think that Senator Natasha should have just apologized, just to let everything go, like just to let bygones be bygones, so that at least we'll forget about this case and, return to more pressing issues? Because I see some comments online where people will say, oh, Nigerians are suffering and we're having to deal with this back and forth from Natasha and Akpoti-Uduaghan. Like, we have more pressing issues to deal with. Are you one of those people? Or you're of the opinion that since it's an unrelated case, and since, she feels she did not commit any offense, she shouldn't apologize? Let me have your thoughts and your opinions in that. And I also understand that if she had apologized, a lot of people, the media, everybody will spin this around and will suddenly forget. They'll develop amnesia and forget that, the apology wasn't even for for refusing to sit on a allocated seat, but the apology is actually for the satirical apology that she posted online, or the contempt that she committed. People will forget about that and twist it and say, oh, she has apologized to Akpoti-Uduaghan. Sexual harassment allegation or sexual harassment never happened, and all of these things she accused them of never happened. You all, let's have your thoughts and your opinions in the comment section. Thank you very much for always listening and watching. I will see you all in my next video. Bye for now.